Hey guys! I'm so excited to be kicking off our Invite Academy. It's something I've been really wanting to do because I feel like it's so important to our business. But I'm gonna give it like a minute or so and give people time to hop on before I start jumping into things, because I know there's a little bit of a delay in me talking and you guys hearing it with these live videos. So I hope everyone's having a good Monday so far. I was hanging out in my son's classroom today helping with their math, which I'm like the last person that should be helping kindergartners learn math, because that's probably like my level of math knowledge. It's probably about the extent of it, but anyway, it's so fun seeing the little kids in the class, and one of the blessings of our job, right? Being able to dip out and come back in and jump back into work. But anyway, a bunch of you guys are hopping on. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm gonna jump right into it then, since a ton of people are already on. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Jenn Richardson. I have been coaching actively since 2014. I signed up to coach in 2013 as a discount coach, and I spent that year kind of focusing on myself and my journey and just getting my head right to be able to help other people. So when I tell you guys we're all at different stages of our journey and it takes different time to get to a certain spot, I 100% believe and mean that. I am a 15-star diamond coach, and I founded Team Fit Couture. I am in love with Beachbody. I'm in love with this job that we have, this opportunity that we have, and I feel 100% very passionate that everyone should be doing this. And I think before we get started into like inviting techniques and kind of like the nitty-gritty of the invite process, you all need to believe in your heart that this coaching opportunity, that Beachbody, that our programs, what we offer is for everybody, and that everybody could benefit from what we do. And if you don't believe that, first and foremost, your invite process will never click. Like, it won't. It has to come from what's coming inside of you more than anything else, in order for you to really sell this opportunity. And over time, I have seen coaches come and go, and I kind of like to analyze like why coaches leave, and like why did they dip out of this? Like, why did they think this wasn't for them, you know? And I kind of take a look at their social media and the image that they're portraying. And a lot of times I see it very clearly why it didn't work out for them. And it became about the money. It became about the money. And it wasn't about sharing their journey and what Beachbody was doing for them, whether it's as a coach or whether it's the fitness aspect. They were focusing on, how can I make a buck off of the next person that comes into my life? And first and foremost, guys, if that's your mindset, that's okay. You gotta change it. You gotta change it straight up. It's gotta change. It needs to be about your journey. So if you are like, this coaching thing, no one's interested, and then I go to your social media and I haven't seen you post anything about a workout in a week, it's your problem right there. No one is going to accept an invitation from you if they don't have a way to kind of dial back and look at what you're sharing. You have to show consistency. These people, here's the thing, okay? What we do is so different than other MLMs. It really is, because what we're sharing, people need to believe and trust us when we tell them it works. And makeup, it's not like that. I've got lip sense on. I can post a selfie showing my lip gloss and people are gonna be like, okay, it's a cute color, I'll buy it, right? There's no trust there in lip gloss. With fitness, they need to trust us. They need to believe that we are legit in what we do. So before, like I said, throughout the next couple of weeks, we're gonna really dial into different inviting techniques. Every coach does it different. How I'm gonna share with you I do it is gonna be different than the next person, and that's the beauty of inviting. What I'm telling you guys might not necessarily work for you, but you know, the person that goes tomorrow, I think it's Jillian Kaplan, she might share a completely different way that's gonna click. And that's kind of why I really thought this Inviting Academy was so important, because it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. But every single person that is going to be sharing with you during this Invite Academy, they share their journey. okay? They share their love for our products. They show their love for our programs. They show how the coaching opportunity has changed them inside and out, okay? Every single coach that has been successful with Beachbody has a journey to share, and they are actively sharing it. And we can dive into, I haven't made any money yet. I can't share that. It's not about the money though. And the things that are most relatable for people usually are something else. It's not some huge sum of money. I was telling my girls last week on our team call, it's not, oh, I bought a car in cash. I made it. I'm a millionaire. Like, this is it. No, that's not really relatable to people. So you need to find a way to share how coaching has changed you. Is it an emotional thing? Do you have more confidence? Because who cannot relate to that? Like, everyone can relate to that, right? So first and foremost, you need to take a gut check, look at your social media, look at the picture you are painting for the people watching you, okay? And that's number one above anything else. And then I think we're gonna dive a little bit more into your interest market, I like to call it an avatar. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with that kind of terminology, but basically what I see a lot of times coaches do is they throw a post up on social media and it's kind of like a Hail Mary. They're like, well, I put a call to action out there inviting people to my glimpse group and I got 2 likes and no one was interested. So like, this just doesn't work for me. I mean, come on, like that's not how it works, guys. I mean, I think we all can realize like a post on social media is essentially like a Hail Mary. Like you're just hoping that Facebook showed that post to the right people. So if you guys are running your business right now by just posting things on social media and you're not doing anything behind the scenes, that is probably why you're not making any progress. And likewise, if you are sending cold messages out to random people that you don't know, that's another thing. Probably not going to be interested in what you're saying. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They don't understand why you'd be messaging them, inviting them to your challenge group. You know what I mean? There's a process and we need to kind of follow that process in order for this to work. So first and foremost, if you don't know who you're trying to attract, you need to dial back and you need to say to yourself, who am I trying to attract? And guys, I went through a phase where I was kind of in the mindset of, let me just add everybody, anyone and anyone that would be interested in joining my team or becoming my customer. I am just gonna add them. That was 2016 for me. And let me tell you how that worked out for me, guys. It did not work out. 2016 was my hardest year as a coach. And I could have just said to myself, look, this is just not working. I was working my ass off in 2016, but my business went down. Like, okay, so I can quit. I can move on to the next MLM that pops up. I can jump ship. I can try something else. Or I can look at myself, I can look at my business and I can say, what did I do wrong? What could I do different? How was I not running my business the best way it could be run? And what I just said was the answer. I wasn't really focusing on a who. I was just focusing on everybody. I said to myself, if I just grow my Instagram by tens of thousands of people are just gonna sign up with me. Like they're gonna see my posts, I share my workouts, I share my fun recipes, I share, things about my life. They're just gonna sign up. Okay, and that may well be all well and good. People may sign up with you. Are they the right people? Are they business building coaches? Are they coaches that's going to come onto your team and they are going to hustle and they're going to make a business for themselves? You don't know. You don't know because you don't really know who you just put your business out to, right? Like you don't know who these people are. So what I started doing towards the end of the year, and I'm sharing this because I'm kind of like your kickoff. I want to set the stage for what you guys need to be doing before you jump into the actual invite process. You need to hone in on who you are trying to attract, and you need to really dial into it. So what I did and what I do now as part of my new coach training is I have each of my new coaches create an interest list, okay? And this interest list has 10 things about them that have nothing to do with Beachbody. And I'll tell you, my best coaches that I have signed up, we connected because of something that had nothing to do with fitness. at all. Nothing to do with Beachbody. It was a personal interest. And so I really believe, and this is me, and this is what seems to have really worked in the past and has been working again in this new year, is finding out exactly who I am trying to attract. Have you guys ever heard of attract and repel? That kind of like marketing concept. When I first heard it, I was like, well, I don't want to repel anybody. Like, I want everyone to like what I'm doing. But the answer is no. You don't want everyone to like what you're doing. If you are creating a strong enough social media story for yourself, guys, you will repel people. There will be people that come to your page and they're like, that girl is not for me, or that guy is not for me. If you are not doing that, if you are not creating a strong enough brand where people come to your page and they have a strong emotion towards you, whether I love her, that girl is my spirit animal, like I want to be friends with her, I wish we could hang out in real life, or I cannot get off her Instagram quick enough because I just cannot stand her another second. And that's a tough pill to swallow because it's natural human emotion that we want everyone to like us. In a business like this, where and every single one of you guys watching, I'm sure, have said this, there's so many other coaches. There's so many other people doing MLMs. Okay, sure, there are. How are you different? Like, why would someone pick you over the other 200,000 coaches in our network? You need to make sure you are setting up a brand strong enough that someone has a very clear opinion about you and they relate to you. So that when they do decide to be your customer, so that when they do decide to join your team, they're already emotionally connected to you and what you're sharing. And so that's super important. So back to that interest list, 10 things about you that have nothing to do with Beachbody. Now, the first thing I hear from a lot of my new coaches is, well, I don't really have anything. Like, I'm not that interesting. You are interesting. Even the things that you don't think would be interesting, they are. We all have hobbies, things that we like, things that we enjoy doing, and you need to dial into that. Like, you have to. Even if you don't actively do these things, you like them, right? So, and I use this example because I have tried surfing in the past and I am horrendous. I cannot surf to save my life, but I love it. I love watching people surf. I live on the beach. I love that culture. I love it. Okay, so that is one of my niche markets, and a lot of people I connect with, they are also interested, but you'd be surprised, they don't surf either. Okay, so how did I find those people? How did I find those people to connect with? And this is gonna translate into how I invite. So you get your interest list, you've written it up, there's 10 things, then you're gonna Google search those interests. And here's my thing, okay? We'll talk about Facebook in a little bit, but my opinion is Facebook makes it really hard for you to connect with cold market people. Facebook will be your bread and butter with your warm market and the people you've already connected with. Instagram is kind of your tool to use to find those people that you don't already know. And so I kind of teach and train to utilize Instagram for cold market and use Facebook for warm market. And it seems to work really well. Okay, so back to the interest list. You'll take that interest and you'll Google like popular hashtags for surfing. You just put that right into Google and you'll see a list of popular hashtags for that interest. Now, this is tedious, but guys, if you want to grow your business, if you want to develop a brand, a strong one, if you want to develop a network of people that are like-minded to you, you need to go through this nitty-gritty process and just take some time and do it. It may take you a week, put an hour in here and there, but it's important, okay? So you're gonna look at these hashtags that are part of your interest list, and you're gonna plug them into Instagram. And you're going to scroll through the list of people using those hashtags, okay? Some of the hashtags, they are gonna have people using them that are not part of your interests, like your target market. They are not fitting that mold of who you're trying to attract, okay? That hashtag's not gonna work. Go to the next one, scroll through that one. And you're gonna keep doing that, okay? With different hashtags of that one interest, and each interest on your list until you've come up with 50 hashtags, okay? Now, Instagram lets you use 25 hashtags on a post, they max you out at 25. It does change up, at different times, as do algorithms, but right now it's looking like it's 25. And what I do is I have 25 and 25, and I will alternate those two sets of hashtags in the comment of a post I make on Instagram. And I'm Jenn Fit Couture on Instagram if you want to look at how I do it. But if you click on comments, you click on you're going to comment, you'll see my list of hashtags. They're separated by little dashes, and that hides my hashtags in the comment. So that post is now being broadcasted to that market of people that I am trying to target, but it's not ugly on my post. So it's not like, oh God, she's got 25 hashtags and it's all over the place and it's just that's how I do it, and I alternate them. Now, you've got the hashtags, so you've got your interest list, you've got your hashtag list, you've got it figured out, you're using them in your posts. Now what? Okay, what's the next step? Because like I said, it can't just be about you putting posts up and hoping the right people find you. You need to take that next step to bridge the gap to those people. So what I do is I every single day search my own hashtag list that I have created, and I follow new people. But I don't just follow them. I comment on their stuff. I look at if they've done an IG story, which IG stories, if you guys don't use it, you should. If you don't comment back to people, you should. It is such a great way to connect with these people without having to talk about Beachbody, okay? So I do this every single day. Every single day, maybe at this point in my business, maybe 10. When I was in big business building mode, it was probably more 40 or 50. Take that and see what works into your schedule. If you're in a part of your business where your warm market is tapped out, you need to build. You need to build, and that is where you're gonna focus your time, okay? You're gonna focus your time on widening that net of that target market, okay? So once I have done this, now I've got these kind of new people, and I've got this new net that I'm yes, I kind of like this person. I feel like this would be a great person to network with. I will write them down. And again, what I did before, Google Sheets, because I was mass following. I had tons of people I was trying to track at one time. Now I maybe do 10, so I have in my notepad on my phone. I will make a point to go to their social media maybe once a day, maybe, a few times a week at least, and I'll comment on their stuff. And I'll do this for a little bit, and I'll wait and see, are they reciprocating that kind of relationship? Are they coming back to my page and commenting on my stuff? Are they replying to me doing that? If I'm commenting on their IG stories, are they commenting back? Are we relationship building? Okay? This is necessary. You cannot jump into inviting, in my opinion. I would never even respond to somebody that out of the blue cold messaged me and I have no idea who they are. I'd be like, and especially now when there are so many different MLMers, it has to be a personal level, guys. It has to be. You have to have some sort of connective tissue here with these people for them to give you the time of day when you send a message to them. So I start off my messaging kind of situation with things that are not about Beachbody. Let me give you an example. I'm talking to this girl. I met her. She was on my hashtag list. I started following her. I started following her Instagram stories, and we chat back and forth daily on each other's Instagram stories. We've formed this internet friendship that's happened over maybe 2.5 weeks. Not a really long time, but enough time for if I was to invite this girl to something, she wouldn't be like, who the heck are you, Jen? No, she knows who I am. So I went ahead and my team and I ran a free group, a self-love group last week. And in our messages back and forth, I said to her, hey, I'm running this free group on Facebook. Do you have Facebook? Because I want to add you over there so we can chat a little bit easier than through the messenger on Instagram. I can add you into this group. I really think you'd like it. And she was like, yeah, that would be great. That would be cool. Do I think for 1 second this girl would have said yes had we not built that relationship prior? No. This girl has a few thousand followers. She's built an Instagram for herself. I don't think she would have given me the time of day had I not spent that time developing the relationship with her first. And to back it up a little bit ago, I don't think we would have even connected had I not built a strong enough presence for my brand on my Instagram, because she was able to see who I was, my personality, and how that personality reflected through my pictures. Can you guys say that if someone goes to your Instagram, like I went to one of your Instagrams today and I don't know you, but I looked at it, would I be able to know who you are based on what you're posting? And I think that's something really important that you guys need to reflect on. You can do all of these technical steps with building your hashtag list, making your Instagram grow. You can do all these things, but if you're not, doing the groundwork, if you're not really realizing who you're trying to attract, it's not going to work. And so dialing back into the invite process, that's kind of what I do. And is it immediate gratification? Someone could send out 20 hey girls, right? And maybe one person would say yes, and then maybe that person would decide to join a challenge group. Maybe they would decide to jump into your glimpse group. Maybe not. You don't know. I feel like, why not spend the time to develop the relationship first and then invite, so that you have this relationship with this person where if they decide to say yes to what you're doing, if they decide to say, I do want to do this challenge group, they know that you're going to be there to bring them through this journey. And likewise, if they become a coach, they know that you're going to mentor them. So you've already set like that friendship groundwork before you've even started. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I do. It's all through direct message. And it's a lot of conversation back and forth. For those of you guys who do not like Instagram and you're just like, I'm not comfortable with it, I'd rather just utilize my warm market, I'm going to give you another set of tactics that I use. I do firmly believe in my heart that if you were trying to build your cold market, Instagram is where it's at. I do believe that. I don't like getting random friend requests from other people. I do not like getting cold messages from other people. I think it's safe to assume if I don't like it, a lot of other people don't like it either. Usually when I get friend requested by somebody, and this was even before years into Beachbody, I always just assume they want something from me. If they want someone that I knew, like from school or college or high school or something, I'm like, what do they want? They're trying to sell me something, right? That's just my perception, and I kind of believe more than ever people are thinking that right now if you send them a friend request and they don't know you. So I don't really recommend that. You might hear somebody later this week that that's what they do and it works for them and that's awesome. It just doesn't work for me. So again, you're going to hear different opinions. You take them as you want to take them and see what works best for you. How I use Facebook. So again, this goes back to your interest list. One of the examples I like to use are these flats that I wear. They're called teaks. I love them. There is like a cult following of teaks. People just love them, and we have lots of little groups where we just kind of obsess over our shoes. There are groups for this, for everything. You just need to figure out what you're really trying to dial into and connect to, and then find the groups that relate to those things. I have a huge amount of customers that I have found through my Teaks group, okay? I never talk about Beachbody at all. I have never once mentioned I was a coach. I am just actively posting in there, sharing, commenting on the threads, sharing pictures of my own stuff. And what happens in Facebook is if you're commenting enough somewhere, the people within that group are going to click your profile and they're going to be like, okay, like what is she doing? Who is she all about? So if you're sharing enough on your own social media about you and what you're doing, people will be able to see that. Those people that you're networking with in these groups will be able to see that. And again, similar to the way I do on Instagram with these direct messages, I do with these Facebook groups. So if a girl in the group, like I just like her style, like I feel like we would connect, I'll like shoot her a message and be like, where did you get those jeans that you posted you wore with your teaks? Like, I love them. Like, where are they from? She'll respond back. That's kind of like, you're bridging the gap there from crossing over from the group to personal. But I would never message someone in a group that I had been corresponding with back and forth and message them and say, hey, I'm running a challenge group next week. Do you want to join it? Because no, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that it flows. It just doesn't flow. You want the connection to be made about outside of Beachbody, and then bring Beachbody into it as you get to know that person better. And one of my best customers is a girl that I found through one of those groups. Another group, and this is where I started, was like a Disney fanatics group. I love Disney. I have lived in Central Florida area my whole life. I'm at Disney all the time. It's one of like, it's been a niche market for me since I started, and I've always been really active in these Disney groups. So that's another one. But you guys need to find those groups for you. But first you need to find your interests. You need to put together that list. And then you're going to take the time to show up in these groups, to comment, to interact, to network. That's the key. Like, that's the key, guys. That's the key. You need to relationship build. So what I find is when I do establish that connection and I do the personal invite, it doesn't feel weird. I don't feel all like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm all because it feels really natural, as if I was talking to a friend, someone in my warm market. I feel like I'm inviting a friend to do something that I'm doing. Now, I will say that I don't invite to a challenge group, and a couple of reasons why. Maybe it's because I've had some bad experiences with it that I'll share with you guys, but I used to invite to challenge groups, and I got more than one time someone saying to me, do you think I need it? Are you insinuating like I need to like be working out or something? And it gets really awkward, like awkward, you know? Because you're like, no, I like working out, and I figured you'd like working out too, so I thought I would invite you into my challenge group. So I don't do that anymore. I don't do the challenge group invite. I do glimpse group invites, and I do free group invites. And that seems to work a lot better, because I'm not asking. And also, when you're inviting someone to something and then you're like, hey, by the way, you have to spend some money, it also kind of switches, their feelings about it. My best relationship building happens when I invite them to a niche free group. And so I have found over time that, and I talked about free groups before, but I'll throw it in there now, but I have found that with free groups, the fitnessy ones do not do as well. It's a lot harder to relationship build off a fitness group. And people sometimes are turned off by fitness groups in the first place. I feel like personal development ones tend to do well. And so the recent one we did was a self-love one. And I think that's been one of the better ones that I've hosted recently. We had beauty bomb, like how to make a DIY beauty bomb, how to make DIY face masks, like kind of like self-reflection on self-love. Anyway, it was great. And it allowed me, with the girls that I added, to have deeper sidebar conversations. When you're running a free group about fitness, it's harder you can check in and be like, hey, are you doing like the little workouts we posted? Are you liking it? And that's great. And you can relationship build in that way. But if you're posting about kind of like a little bit deeper of a topic where it's kind of more, more personal, it allows you to build that relationship a little bit deeper in that sidebar message. And that's where the magic happens, guys. It's those sidebar messages. It happens with all of the things on the side. That's where the magic happens. So you need to be creating an environment where you can have those sidebar messages and you can dig a little bit deeper. So those girls that I had got into the self-love group, again, they started on Instagram, okay, me networking with them back and forth. I can't remember a single person that I have brought into a free group that did not come from my hashtag search list. So we're direct messaging, we're networking back and forth. I bring them over to Facebook. I add them into my free group. I check in with them during the course of the free group. We talk back and forth. I get to know them a little better. I want to know their kids' names. I want to know their husbands' names. I want to know things they do for fun. I want them to know me. I want them to trust me. I want to have a relationship with this person. Okay? So we've gone through the free group, and I went back, and then I messaged these girls, and I was like, hey, you know what? I like freaking love you. Like, I love you. And that's the beauty of this, guys, is you are finding people you genuinely want to be friends with, that you genuinely want to talk with. It's not forced. These are like-minded people that you would hang out with. So when I send this message to these people and I say to them, I loved getting to know you better, in the self-love group. It's been so fun. no pressure, but I'm running a glimpse group that's starting on Wednesday, and I would love to pop you in there. Like, what do you think? Like, would you want to just see what it's all about? And the answer is almost always yes. Like, even if they don't decide to join after that one group, the answer is usually yes, because you've taken the time to get to know them, relationship builds, and then when you send the invite, they want to know a little bit more. Like, they're a little bit more curious than they would have been had you just sent that invite cold out of the blue and didn't take the time to get to know them. So that's kind of my invite process. I believe that the coaches that the people that you take the time to develop a deeper relationship with, when they do say yes, whether it's to a challenge group and becoming a customer or it's becoming a coach, they will be a better customer and they will be a better coach. It won't be somebody that pops in and falls off within 3 weeks. I really, truly believe that. So anyway, my homework for you guys, because I like to end everything with a little like call to action. My homework for you guys, if you have not made an interest list, if you have not done a hashtag research search, if you do not have a hashtag list used on Instagram, I want you guys to do that this week. Like, I really want you to focus on doing that this week. And if you have not thought about an avatar, if you have not thought about that person that you're trying to attract, think about that too. I want you guys to be really intentional with what you're doing so you're not wasting time. None of us have time to waste. So be very intentional on who you're trying to attract and how you're trying to attract them, and build kind of that beginning stages of things before you jump into the actual invite. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope that the next 2 weeks, you guys are gonna learn so much and you are going to love this, and it's gonna make you feel more confident about the business. And I think this is gonna be huge for us, guys. I really do. So happy Monday. And if you have any questions, you can comment on the thread. I'll get them answered. But here we go. Get excited. Bye, guys.